Yeah, this is Tim Ward with Guard Digital Marketing. So we got this video coming to you guys as promised here, which we will take a look at your website here in just a second. And I believe this is the website you can create through your Google business profile. So with that being said, I will take a look at that here in just a second. What I wanted to look at first here, or start this video out on, is a Google search page. And why this is so crucial is because this is where a lot of roofing companies, are getting a lot of leads when it comes to the internet. So that being said, what I've typed into Google here is going to be a keyword, more specifically a buyer intent keyword, meaning it's got a service attached to a location. And of course, keeping it relevant, it's a service you provide within an area that you provide it. Okay, so why it's so crucial to be on the first page is about 75 to 80% of people are going to stick on this first page when choosing a company. So we need to get on the first page of Google for as many of these buyer intent keywords as possible for you, just to increase overall exposure and overall leads that your company will be getting through your Google business profile and your website. With that being said, we can see a few companies doing it through paid traffic, okay, and that's through running these Google guaranteed ads. This is definitely a great option, especially if you're not ranking organically right this second, so you can get the exposure and leads to your company. Now, the only downside is about 80% of people are going to instantly disregard these. So you're only going to capture about 20% of the audience. But with that being said, these have the highest conversion rate at about 30 to 40%. So you should be capturing, you can get possible leads of about 30 to 40% of the 20% of people coming on this page. Okay. Now, ranking organically is definitely going to be the best overall long-term option. It's going to give you the most amount of leads, time and time again. And you can do that through a business profile or an actual website. Now, with your business profile, I believe you guys are actually in Chicago, so you should be able to rank your business profile for Chicago here. And I didn't really go through and see if I found you guys on here, and I don't want to take up too much of your time, so you're not on the first page here at least. But let's go ahead and pull up Roofing by Hernandez and just look at a couple things that might be able to help you guys out when it comes to furthering along your rankings here. Now, one of the major things here is going to be your photos. Okay, you can see Roofing by Hernandez has over 2,300 photos that they've posted on their business profile. And this is going to be big when it comes to ranking your business profile here. So always make sure you're putting in new photos every single week, maybe of the work that you're doing before and afters, inspections, everything of that nature, everything that's relevant to the company. Be posting photos like that. Also, there's a bio section about your company. Make sure you fill that out 100%. Normally it's 750 characters. Then really one of the last things that normally helps people out is always make sure you're getting great reviews from your customers, and always make sure you're actually responding to those reviews. And you can see Roofing by Hernandez has been responding to all their reviews here. So they're doing most of the things right. And if you just do those three things, typically you'll at least get on that first page. There are a couple other things that you can get into that dive a little bit deeper, that can actually help you get into this top three, especially when there's, a more saturated market like Chicago here. Now, when it comes to ranking the websites, we can see right off the bat, Matthews is going to be the top competitor for that. So I did pull up their website to take a look at here in just a second. Okay. Now, with your website being this, Google made through your business profile, it's not really going to do you much good. It's not going to be able to rank. It's just going to be able to be attached to your Google business profile so that somebody can click on it if need be, right? Now, why I say this is if you come over to Matthews Roofing, if you want to actually rank your website, okay, and first your Google business profile is really only going to be able to rank within Chicago itself, okay? It's not going to be able to rank for any of those outlying areas, Schaumburg, Arlington Heights, Naperville, Oak Lawn, things of that nature. You can't rank your Google business profile there. It's outside of its area that it can, okay? Normally it's got a 5 to 10 mile radius that it can actually rank within. Now, this is where your website is going to come into effect. Your website can rank for as many areas as you may please, including Chicago, okay? So with that being said, how you'd want to set up your website is take a look at what are some of your top competitors doing. Start building out service area pages, and building out pages specifically for those areas, because you want to make sure a singular page of your website is trying to rank for one singular service in particular in a certain area in particular. And that's going to, you're trying to keep it as organic and fluent as possible to really make sure Google doesn't throw any red flags for your website, okay? So if you were wanting to build out an actual website, you want to come in and take a look at what are your some of your top competitors doing when it comes to their layout, the content that's on it, so on and so forth, okay? And I don't want to dive in too deep here and make the video super long. And I don't really have a website on your end to compare this to, okay? But that's going to be a big thing, is taking a look at some of the top competitors are doing again. Dive in through their website, how it's laid out, what do they have associated with it? Do they have a blog? Do they not have a blog? What's the content that they have and the keywords, okay? Now, what you want to do next, or what I want to do next here, is go into this paid program I use called Eris, and I went ahead and I threw Matthews Roofing within here, okay? You can see these first two numbers I just highlighted, the 28 and the 16. These are strength and trust ratings that Google has for their website. Now, they're ranked out of 100, but typically once you get to a benchmark of about 30 and above, you're going to be considered a pretty powerful website at that point. And now you build the strength and trust out through these different backlinks, which is coming from these different referring domains. Now, these backlinks is any clickable text or image linking one website to another, and they're all held within these different referring domains. The major thing with these referring domains is you want to make sure you're getting a backlink from an authoritative domain. And by authoritative, I mean they already have high ratings that you're looking to get, typically higher than yours. And if you get a backlink from them, it's going to help your ratings out in return. Okay, they're also indexing for a lot of keywords, bringing them in about 1.7 thousand traffic. If you actually come into their keywords here, while it loads, so we can see these buyer intent keywords that I'm talking about, right? This is somebody that was looking for roofing in Chicago is going to type in, and you can see they do it in a few different ways, right? Chicago roofing contractor, or contractors with an S, roofing contractors in Chicago. So flip it around. Roofing company Chicago, roofing Chicago, okay? So let's just take a look at this first one. This is where they're getting most of their traffic from, roofing Chicago. 300 people are searching that per month, and they're capturing about 50% of that audience, just under 150. Now, industry standard is about 30% of this traffic will end up turning into a lead for this company when it's coming from a buyer intent keyword like roofing Chicago. So they should be getting closer to 50 leads, 40 to 50 leads per month just from this one keyword. So they're going to be getting 100 plus leads per month easily when it comes to these different keywords that they're ranking for. And at that point, that's an organic warm lead to your company. We all know how well those are going to close, typically at a 50% ratio or above, because they're already liking what they see from your company when it comes to your website, okay? And obviously that's why they've reached out to you. So with that being said, again, I don't have much to go off of when it comes to your website, since it's built out through Google Business Profile. So if you have any further questions or concerns, just feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to help you guys any way that I can. And then other than that, have a great rest of your day, and I hope to hear from you soon.